everybody. Welcome to kdmoonchild's world. I'm Katie, and this is Saturday Solutions. Excuse me while I straighten my curtain up a little there. I'm always fixing something at the last minute. You know how life goes. Anyway, welcome. Welcome to a spiritual card reading. This is not oriented to being a political card reading, although sometimes in looking for solutions in our lives, politics kind of comes in. It's not an intention. However, because it can happen, this card reading is for entertainment purposes only. We're here to have fun. We're here to look for positive reinforcement and to wake up a little bit together on a Saturday morning. Welcome. Whenever you're watching, of course you're always welcome, even if you're not waking up. We'll see you. You want to see the cards? Yeah, I'll see you in a minute. Hi everybody. Welcome to my reading table. You get a little corner of my computer there and some pigment and stuff for resin. Anyway, like I said, this is my workspace. I'm an inspirational artist, and so as I do my work, I do it on a plastic PVC tablecloth, because on this tablecloth I also can do my artwork and connect it with the cards. So welcome to my special world and Saturday Solutions. What do you say we get started? I think I need to explain a little what these cards are. You see several different going every which direction. We start out basically, this is the cross, or the four directions. North, south, east, and west. In the center, we have the roadmap on how to travel a journey around the directions. To find out what the messages are in the cards in each one of these spaces. These three cards are by Colette Baron Reed. This is the Mystical Shaman deck. This is the Enchanted Map Oracle cards, and this is the Shaman's Dream Oracle cards. Up here in the north we have the Sacred Forest Oracle cards by Denise Lynn. Down here in the south, oh, this is the mountain and this is a valley. These can be obstacle directional areas. They warn us of what to watch for. This is also down here is a message from Gaia, and this is the Beyond Lemuria deck by Izzy Ivy. Over here we will get a message from our pet friends, our animal companions. This will be the very last card I read. It is from the Therapets Empowerment deck by Kate Allen. And up here we have the Ethereal Tarot. It is our message from Spirit. And it is by Matt Hughes. It is the only tarot card in the whole deck. Finally, over here from the Happier Me affirmation deck, we get two cards. That deck, the affirmation deck, is, sorry, I'm trying to see who it's by. By Arenond. Seriously. A-R I-O-N-D. Aranod. There's the cards. Now let me describe the positions for you. This also could be like the tree of life here. This is inspiration, this is inspiration. This can either be the top of the mountain, the top of the tree, or an obstacle that you're going to have to work really hard. Down here in the south, this is our message from Gaia. This is also a message about obstacles in a valley, in the lowlands. You know, well, what could that be? Oh, there's things like creeks and rivers, and you're walking along and it looks flat, and all of a sudden before you is a cliff to nowhere. That is what happens. Or you wander across a field that is, or a space that is wide open and exposed for miles and miles and miles. That can be an obstacle as well. It all depends on the message from Gaia in this card. But where we start is here. This is where we are right now. This is the west, where the sun sets. We're working on our current position towards the end of the day. This is what we're thinking about, and this is what we're feeling. Over here is the goal of where we want to be, because this is the east. This is the sunrise and the promise of a new day. To get around all four of these directions, we need a map. And this map is the message from Spirit to tell us what to do that will help us to see the horizon line and to be aware that there is a horizon line. Doesn't end. There's always forward. So are we ready to start? I sure am. We're 8 minutes in. I guess we better start, huh? Let's start here with our current position. Oh, and it's in the oh, I love it. In the medicine position, we have the hummingbird. I have never pulled this card before. Come on, camera, you can focus. It is an 8 card. Yeah, I get that. I hear that, Spirit. Yeah. Sometimes you feel like you're so busy doing stuff, your brain and everything is all flittering and flighty and just everywhere. Like you're expected to be everywhere. And you've got all of this celestial stuff going on that's pulling on you and tugging on you. And all of the stuff in the earth that's pulling on you and tugging on you. Feel like you're getting it from every direction. I know I sure have. That's how I've been feeling. This card is to let us know that all of this that's been happening to us has been for a reason. It's to help us to gain mastery so that we know our next action to take. Because once we get through this, just think of the accomplishment. And yes, we will get through this. None of this is ever written in stone. I'm actually going to look this card up in the book because I have never gotten it before. It's a beautiful card. But I want to see what the book has to say about it being in the medicine position. Yeah, this deck has quite a good sized book. Okay. Despite, here's the essence of the card. Despite being so little, hummingbirds are great journeyers, migrating between North and Central or South America to feed from the summer nectar. This gentle creature can be fiercely territorial to protect its home. Hummingbird teaches us to be gentle to ourselves and protect our personal space. Hummingbird invites you to embark on your epic quest. Bypass the dung pile of old pain and hurts. Head for the flowers and learn to trust the calling you hear ever so softly. In the medicine position, this card is saying, this mighty being comes to teach you stillness in motion and to trust your inner knowing that the sweetest nectar is assured. Failing to act when the moment is right can spoil your journey. If you feel your safety, comfort, or day-to-day survival are more important than saying yes to the invitation to explore the unknown, you will have to work much harder to achieve what is being offered to you fully now. Still your mind, even in the midst of your very hectic schedule, and heed the gentle voice that calls to you to test new wings. We just had the full moon. Like I said, this card, what do you think about a hummingbird? It's flighty. It's going every which direction, not all at the same time. But yet it's a being that is powerful and full of energy and a supreme hunter. They catch little flying bugs in the air that we don't even see. And they're on it. The nectar that we provide for them, that is just for the quick bolt of warmth and energy that they need to get to the next meal or the next flower. Feel like you need to get some more nectar from the next flower, but you can't find your way? Look inside. It's calmer there. Be still and look inside. Out here, boom, boom, boom. Let me turn this right side up. Those are either flowers or explosions, but it's hectic down there. Those are flowers. The healing is up in the sky. The healing is up here. Look out beyond only after you have searched you and you are well aware of who you are and confident in what you stand for. Because in this, you notice how most animals aren't too concerned about hummingbirds because they're come and go so quickly. Why would they try to catch them? They're going to exhaust themselves trying to catch a hummingbird. I watched a hummingbird buzz a hawk that was sitting on my bird bath. Buzzed him around his head, and the hawk just looked at the hummingbird like, really? Are you serious? And that was all that happened. Because that hawk's not going to be able to get that hummingbird. I think the hawk was tired and hot too, but it was crazy. It was really interesting. Yeah, that happened when we were during the pandemic and we were all sequestered away. Anyhow, so this is where we are. The hummingbird flying upside down. I guess that means we're using too much energy too. Who are you giving your energy away to? Do they really deserve that much of your focus? I'm just saying, in your path, in your walk in your life, you are the only ones who know where they fit. Let's take a look and see where we want to be. I want to see what the promise of a new day is on the east. Wow, all these are in the medicine position. Luckily, this deck, you don't read that way. We've had this card before. Though it is a 10 card, it's a warning card. Once we reach the ending, once we get to that place where we don't have to make the decisions anymore, we are going to have to be very careful not to become so filled with exhaustion that we become a fallen angel. We flap our wings really hard over here as the hummingbird. We really want to soar. This card, instead of it being a goal, it is a warning for us. It's telling us to be careful. Keep your spiritual practices alive and well, no matter how tired you are. Do something at the beginning of your day and at the end of your day to connect to your spiritual beliefs, whatever they may be. Because if you don't, you risk being surrounded with and getting infected with spiritual narcolepsy. The longer you are away from your spiritual practices, the harder it is to go back. And that's what the card is telling us. So understand, we can never become in a place of spiritual narcolepsy because that gets us stuck. And when we might need to be most aware, we will be asleep and cannot hear what we need to hear. Pardon me. That might make it a little easier to hear me if I take the cover off of the microphone, huh? Where am I going to put this? There we go. If you're walking asleep, spiritually asleep, your life is going to stay right where it is. Nothing is going to get better and nothing is going to get worse. Is that what you want? Look at your life right now. Is this where you want to be forever? Not me. I want to improve. I want my life to be better. And I know that in doing so with my life, making my life better, I can reach out my hand and bring others with me. And speaking of reaching out my hand and bringing others with me, I want to know, what do the waters, what does Lemuria have to tell us? Okay. Another 19 card. A 10. We are at the end of the old ways. Right now is a balancing time. The forces we are contending with are good and evil, as both exist in us, in this world of duality. To balance the forces, we have to combine the good and the evil. And you cannot do that without identifying those parts of you that fit in those categories. With knowing that comes an understanding of who you are, what makes you tick, what you stand for. And you don't have to listen to the sound bites or the promises of any other human being that walks the face of this earth, because they're going through the same stuff you are, except they're going through it in their path. They have no idea what you have, what you see, who you are, or what you stand for. Be it crystals, dragons, eclipses, all that power combined together, and the stars are in the palms of our hands. Once we get the energies inside us balanced and keep it there, and keep it there. The message Gaia is trying to tell us in this card is she provides seasons. She's a part of the celestial events. She's provided mythology, symbolism, beliefs, all of that to sustain us as well as feed her. And until we can balance all of those forces, we are out of step with our mother. We've got to start looking at her as our mother's mother's mother. This earth, without this earth, we have nothing. And the power is 100% in our hands. Whether we have something or nothing out of this home. The Lemurians know that they can't live on the surface because of that. Because they didn't pay attention to that. The surface is an unsafe place for them. And if you're a Lemurian descendant, the surface could be an unsafe place for you too, unless you get balanced in understanding we are in the end of the cycle. Not almost there, we are there. I want to know what the mountain has to say. Yes. This is not an obstacle. This is telling us, instead of being the fallen angel because of spiritual narcolepsy, if you open up, follow your spiritual practices, be completely open to what you hear, see, feel, and smell. Be completely mindful in all your actions every day as you walk this earth. And know that there is a curtain we call the veil, that all the answers are right there. But to get there, you have to learn how to soar like the eagle. Or take a ride, be adventurous, and take a ride on the Pegasus. Either way, both are filled with eagle's spirit, which is freedom, because the eagle's vision while soaring on the thermals does not miss a single thing way down there. on the surface of the ground. Eagle is also fully aware of everything around it, above it, as well as below. This card is also telling me the mythical creature of the Pegasus can be embodied in any of the raptors. These birds, because they have that freedom and soaring spirit of the eagle, and razor blades for toes, command all the world around them, -1. Mankind. Now this card is a 13 card. It's a 4. Yes. Have to have a foundation to take off from to soar. 4 is about foundations and stability and manifesting. When you're wide open, your feelings come in, flow around in you, and go out. Those feelings are how you manifest the world you're creating. Be aware of your feelings, because that is what is making the world you live in your reality. If you don't like it, nobody else can do anything about it but you. And in that is the mountain you must soar over to find your freedom. So let's do a little bit of a recap. Here we started out as the little hummingbird who's flighty and trying to figure things out, can't get focused because we're upside down because, you know, we just had a full moon and I'm hungry. Where's the next place to get some nectar? I'm hungry. This is where we started. We want to be where we can avoid spiritual narcolepsy, where our spiritual practices are just a way of doing our daily life. Our spiritual practices, number 1, is the evidence of our mindfulness. People look at us and how we live, and they judge us accordingly, whether we like that or not. So, we must balance our spiritual practices so that it becomes a way of life and it goes with the energy of flow. We must balance the right hand with the left hand. And we have to meet in the middle. The energy is like a lightning bolt in the middle. And it is powered by the vibrations of all of the crystals and all of the natural world around us. So we must also be balanced in our use of this world, so that once we get to the top of the mountain, we can soar in total freedom, unafraid of any adventure we might come upon as we soar through the skies and we soar through this path. Sounds pretty promising to me. Pardon me. Need a drink. Lots of talking. And I have allergies. Everything is blooming here. Okay. Well, not quite everything. Not all the cactus and the trees are not all blooming yet, but they'll give it a couple weeks. We need to find out here our map to get around this. This card right here is the one that keeps stumping me. This narcolepsy, spiritual narcolepsy. Sometimes I can find excuses not to do my spiritual practices that I should be doing every day. And then the next thing I know, it's time to go to bed and the day's done. So even at the end of your day, if nothing else, to prevent spiritual narcolepsy, I'm hearing speak affirmations, speak gratitudes to the universe as you drift off to sleep. It's interesting the dreams you have when you do that. Let's find a map. How do we get around all of this? Another one that isn't done upside down. Feel like you're coming apart? It's okay. Let the things go that no longer serve you. That's what's blinding you. Look at this girl. Not only is there two faces, we have two girls here. Something's blinding this one, and something is keeping this one from speaking. And it's slowly breaking away underneath them. This is an 8 card. This card, once again, is about action and mastery. It's about your accomplishments. When you're peeling through those layers that are on the outside of you, they're like onion skins or an apple peel, maybe. As you're working each one of those layers, you are supposed to let it fall apart. Let it fall away. You are not supposed to be looking at these things with your eyes, and you're not supposed to be judging them with your mouth. If you want to become whole, let yourself be partial. If you want to become straight, let yourself be crooked. If you want to become full, let yourself be empty. If you want to be reborn, you have to let yourself die. If you want to have everything, you must give everything up. You must give everything up. What are you holding on to that is no longer serving you? If you want to have everything, you must give everything up. What are you chasing? Stop chasing. Stop trying to control the world around you. You're creating it. You're in control anyway. If you're flying around upside down like a hummingbird who's hungry, you're not being mindful of the world around you. The answers cannot be heard when your mind is full and busy and flighty like a hummingbird. Calm down. Balance yourself by releasing the fact you have to wait because you're hungry for whatever, and be in the moment. Help balance the forces around you by noticing them, acknowledging them, You acknowledge them by feeling the feels they create and not blocking it. The goal of where we want to be for tomorrow is not being a fallen angel, all absorbed in spiritual narcolepsy because we're exhausted. Because we know that there are times that to get over the mountain we have to soar with the freedom of the eagle. And when we're tired, there will be a ride for us from the Pegasus. And it may feel like you're coming apart, because you are. You're releasing the things in your life you no longer want there. Wow. Let's see what we get from our tarot. What's the message from Spirit from the Illuminated Tarot? I love this deck. The gold is so pretty. We have the Knight of Swords. Very much a ceremonial knight. Definitely not the knight to cross. He will cut you off at your knees. Is that how you're feeling? Interesting, interesting, interesting. This card is reminding us this is not the time to be brash, aggressive, sarcastic, or insulting. None of those show compassion, kindness. Every time we step into those traits, aggression, worry, fear, create a lot of work for the Knight of Swords because he has to conquer all that for you. He rides a white horse because his intentions are pure. And he moves very fast because he's determined and stubborn. Does this sound like you? If you're stubborn and holding on to things, you can't balance the forces. And you really will feel like you're coming apart. Because those things that you're holding on to are the things that need to be falling away. Release that. That is your strength. Let yesterday go. Be willing to adapt as the times change, for we are in a time of building now. The tearing away is going away. We are in this period in between when the light is being shown on what needs to be falling apart, what we need to let go of. And that's really not a fun or a comfortable place, but as long as we keep working our spiritual traditions that we believe in, that we know work for us, that may even be inventing some new ones. We won't have the spiritual narcolepsy and we'll be fine. We'll soar with freedom like the eagle spirit says. Just don't be brash in your attitude. You know the truth. You know your truth. There's no reason to be insulting or unkind. You know me. Here, what do I practice? Well, I mean, practice and preach kindness. So, we have a couple of messages over here from the happier me. Spirit wants us to be happy. Life wants us to be happy because life loves you. Life loves us. We just forget that. Understand, like in the colors here, in it's almost like a fog or a smoke. We are constantly, physically standing in the midst of energy, beings. Such a world you have no idea even exists. Because it's ethereal. It is light. And it is hidden. But it is always there. So we have 2 affirmation cards from the Happier Me deck. They're interesting cards too. First one says, I trust myself to make the right decision. I had to make a big decision this week. Well, actually, I made it last week, and then it got turned down this week, so I had to make it again. Second time around, easy. I wasn't all caught up in the fact I had to make this decision. Because I got turned down in one aspect, it made the decision easier because that eliminated one step I didn't have to take. So I just went with the flow and went with my second option. Okay? Sorry about that. This card says, always try to be your best supporter. The true magic starts when you believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and trust the fact that you have everything, all the knowledge and the experiences in life that you need to make whatever decision it is before you. The second card is all about a decision. It's about happiness. See all those faces around that truly happy one? What's the difference between those others? Those others are just happy faces. But the little yellow dude, he chose to be happy. Because he knows happiness is always a choice. It's not dependent on anybody or anything but you. How you look at things. You can look at the day. If your morning starts out with a bunch of issues and problems, you can look at the day like, oh God, it's going to be one of those days full of problems. Or you can look at it as a, woohoo, I got through my issues. Now we got nothing but fun today. You choose what you focus on. Pick a positive thought that you have. Allow the feeling to spread through your body and feel the joy. Now do this every day. What makes you so happy? Think about different times in your past where you just were so happy you didn't know what to do with yourself. Relive those feelings. Relive those feelings because that's you choosing happiness. And happiness is completely your choice. Don't just put on a happy face and here's my professional smile. Here's my waiting face smile. Here's my bitch face smile. You know, we all have these masks. But look at that little yellow dude. He's just happy. Just simply happy. That's me today. That's how I'm feeling. So, now that we're all happy about this path that we're going to take, because we're going to end up soaring over the mountains, protected by the King of Swords. So we have our freedom, and on the times when we can't flap our wings anymore, we've got the Pegasus to give us a ride. So pardon me, little purity bunny. I'm making another one, by the way. This one's not quite so pure, though. I'm just pouring leftover resin in there. We'll see what it looks like when it's done. Anyway, Purity Bunny, tell us what message we have from our pets. Oh, how cute. I love it. Whatever you manage to do today will be enough. Oh, what a happy little chow chow. Oh, that's a cute dog. Could be a Pomeranian, could be a chow. Oh, how adorable. I love it. Whatever you manage to get done today, I hope you do it with joy in your heart that's wide open, so you can balance everything that happens to you today and the rest of your week, because you know it's going to be enough. Be the quiet observer when it's needed. Don't be the aggressor or the sarcastic one this week. Find your peace, balance it, and do your spiritual practices to keep that peace going. Understand that you can trust yourself to make any decisions you need to make, especially if you make them with happiness in your heart, because whatever you manage to get done today, it's going to be enough, because you are worthy and you are always enough. Make kindness happen. Make it a habit, and understand that separated, we will have a struggle, but together we will thrive. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. If you'd like to subscribe, I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. If you want more, I do a lot on my channel, including art. So join me. Hit that bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.